This video is going to cover question 17 through 22. So, question 17, it wants to know what are the asymptotes of this function. Remember, there's two different kinds of asymptotes. There's a vertical asymptote and a horizontal asymptote. The vertical asymptote comes from what's down here underneath with your x. So it's going to deal with x. However, you got to make sure that the one with the x changes sign. So your vertical asymptote is actually going to be x equals -2. And then whatever is right here, add or subtract in the back, is your horizontal asymptote. So this one, our y is equal to 3. Question 18. Okay, and question 18, it wants to know what is your discriminant. So you're going to have to remember what your discriminant is. Remember, your discriminant is your b squared minus 4 times your a times your c. Now remember, when you're talking about a quadratic, that number right there is your a, that number right there is your b, and that number right there is your c. So we just have to go through and plug them in. Make sure your b value is in parentheses, especially if it's negative. So we're going to have -2 squared minus 4 times my a times my c. And all we got to do is just plug all those in. I end up getting -8, which is my discriminant. Alright, number 19. Again, you can use either Desmos, and if you use Desmos, you're going to type in square root of 3x plus 1 as one of your functions, and you're going to plug in. Remember, it doesn't do just a number, so you're going to have to plug it in as y equals 10 if you use Desmos. If you go through and solve it by hand, remember the first thing you want to do is square both sides. Okay, so square and square root cancel, so I get 3x plus 1 equals 100. Minus 1 to both sides. I get 3x equals 99. If I divide by 3, I end up getting x is equal to 33. So either or, I would get an x value of 33. Alright, number 20 and 21. These are both 45, 90s. And then both of these, I know the number that's next to the right angle. So in this case, I know 10. Which means this side is 10, and this one is 10 square root of 2. In this 45, 90, I know the side touching the right angle. So again, this one's 3, that one's 3, and that one is 3 square root of 2. Okay, and number 22, it wants us to write this function into standard form, which just means it needs to be multiplied out. Remember, that square right there means that you want to write this thing twice. Okay. So we're going to have the 2 out there, but this x minus 1, we're going to have to write it twice. Okay, plus 2. And now when we multiply this out, we can only multiply 2 things together at once. So we're going to multiply those 2 together. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times -1 is -2. I'm going to leave the rest of it the same for right now. And now we can multiply these together. So 2x and x would be 2x squared. 2x and -1 is -2x. -2 times x is -2x. -2 times -1 is a +2. But don't forget about this other plus 2 right there. That's where a few of you guys made mistakes in your last test. So 2x squared minus 4x plus 4 should be our final answer.